All right, here's another funny story. This happened during an MMA class at my first gym back when I was a white belt in jiu-jitsu. And we had this guy, his name, I won't say his name, but he came in saying he wanted to do MMA. He's like, I just got out of prison, I want to change my life, etc. And they're like, oh, okay, we can do that. He's like, but I got them hands, I grew up boxing, I got them hands. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool, you got something to base off of. And then he's like, but I got bad temper, I got real bad anger. And we're like, you don't really want to bring that in here. Now, the reason I said I wasn't going to say his name was he straight up sounded like Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Like, he's like, yeah, talk about dang old MMA, talking about dang old, just got out of prison, talking about dang old, changed my life, learned a little bit dang old discipline, talking about dang old, fight gym. Well, so that's just what I called him, was Boomhauer. Well, we were paired up, and it was his only class he ever did. He had brought brand new gear, new gloves, new shin guards, mouthpiece, everything. Well, I get paired up with him, and that day we're going 1, 2, 3 double leg. And he is just slamming into me. He's just, being rough. And I'm like, all right, he's a new guy. He doesn't know yet that, just chill out. We're just drilling. Well, he does the technique again, and this time when he does it, he slams into my leg, and it like dead leg me. If you ever had an older brother or like a school bully, what a dead leg feels like. Oh, I was mad. I looked at the instructor, and I just had this like, I'm about to whoop his ass look on my face. And he's like, all right, guys, let's get some sparring in. Everybody pair up. And they didn't want this one girl sparring with him because, well, for obvious reasons. Well, everybody had a partner. I had him. I was like, sweet, I wanted him first anyway. So here we go. And I'm just, playing with him, toying with him, keeping him at a distance, leg kicking him, like just see where he's at, because I was still a little sore about him hurting my leg. So like I'm teeping him in the chest, nearly knocking him over, like hitting him with low kicks. I hit him with a spinning back kick in the chest, almost knocked him down. And then he just throws like a straight up F you haymaker and slams me in the face. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And we start heating up a little bit, and he shoots a double leg on me. And I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about maybe 6-7 months at this point. So I was like, all right, cool, you're going to take a jiu-jitsu guy down. Let's see how that goes. And I'm sprawled out on him, and I'm sitting there just hitting him. And I look over, and the coach is like miming for me to do a guillotine. He's like, it's guillotine. But I'm wearing boxing gloves. So I don't have hands. I got these big oven mitts on. Well, I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I'm going to let him have the takedown. I let him hit the takedown. I turned it into a Sumigeshi, Hikokomi Gaishi for my judo fans. Goes right over. He's like, ah! I hit the mount, and I'm just mink. He like turtles up. And I'm just sitting there hitting him in the side of the head. And this was just right after Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz fought. I shoot underneath, hit a rear naked, and he stretches out and taps. And I was like, I told the coach later on, I was like, dude, I was trying so hard not to stand up and go, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Well, there was like 30 seconds left in the round. He gets up. He's trying to go super hard with me. I'm just keeping him at a distance, popping him from the outside. And round timer goes off. He goes and he pairs up with my buddy Kenna. Well, Kenna, and he does the same thing with jiu-jitsu. It's the funniest thing. In the gym, he'll sit there and just let you beat him up. Jiu-jitsu class, he'll sit there and just let you submit him. Well, he's going with this guy, and he threw an elbow during sparring, and Kenna went from just being a heavy bag to he just started beating this guy's ass. He pissed off the teddy bear, and the teddy bear bit his ass. Well, he's going with the instructor now. And the instructor, he's had a few fights. Well, they're going, and he is just getting tore up. Like, this dude's getting lit up. He's got 2 black eyes by the end of the round. He tried to shoot in a double leg. He caught him, turned him, spit him against the wall, kneed him, hit him in the face a few times, stepped out, hit him with a head kick, but it was just the foot, so it was a slap. And he's like, better chill out, better calm down. And the round was over. At the end of the class, this dude had 2 black eyes. And he was like, wow, that was great. I got to do this again, man. I'm talking about dang old, good stuff. He never came back. I ran into him like a week later, and he was like, yeah, you know, I wasn't in the zone, you know, I was not used to being put on the spot like that, you know, I wasn't. He just had all these excuses, and he's like, how much you weigh? How much you weigh? And I told him, he was like, oh yeah, see, you know, like you got. He's like, I was like, we can do it again, and like that was the end of that conversation. Tell a funny story in the comments.